Are you guys ready? You gonna like take a
Sure.
chug?
Am I ever? Let's take a
No,
drink.
I know. This should be wine.
Like
So
you
it's
can
zero.
still work out kind of buzzed. Slightly.
No, see, that's my problem is like I'm like all or nothing when it comes to a drink, you know? Like it's so hard for me to just like have one glass and then I'm like if I have one glass and I'm just like sleepy, I start to get a headache when it wears off. So it's like
So like all or nothing, you're saying you're like nothing or the bottle?
right, yeah. It's like I'm either like
I can relate.
like drinking a little too much.
Hello and welcome to Formally Informal with Leo and LAINE. Let's chat about business tips we wish we knew before launching an LLC, things we're still learning the hard way, and how we try to balance all the adulting things life continues to throw our way. So grab a glass of wine and get comfortable because it's time to get formally informal.
Okay. Hello, Leo gang. Welcome to what we're calling episode 0 of Formally Informal. I am Paige here with Lindsay and Kayla.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
So we wanted to use this first episode as a way to introduce what the heck we're doing, what this is all about, and what we're hoping that this will sort of evolve into. But to get started, what are you guys drinking tonight?
I am having a hefty glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
I love those.
I'm drinking Sauv Blanc too.
So our hopes for this is really to just be a fun outlet, right? And kind of just like a way, I know I've touched about it a little bit on the stories, but just like a fun way to connect with everyone in a little bit of a different way versus just photos and the different things that we're always posting on there. And then also talking about formal business topics that we know that we're honestly still navigating, and we think it kind of be fun to navigate it with all of our followers. But then also, like we're not super formal people, so that's sort of where that name has come from, as the formal topics in a really informal way.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've learned so much along the way, and we feel compelled to share it in our style. So
yeah, with a glass of wine or a cocktail. So for today, I asked on our Instagram, I asked everyone to give us their questions, and I thought that it could be kind of fun just to kick it off with. So you guys haven't heard them yet. I've only briefly looked at them. I took a screenshot of all of them, so I have them on my phone. Okay. But there's some good questions, I think, that I think they'll put us to the test a little bit, because reading a few of these, I'm like, that'll make us think. I know. And it's definitely things that I think we're even still working on too as a business. So that's kind of great, because with us still being so young, and I think a lot of these questions are from newer young businesses that are like, hey, how have you guys done it? What are you guys doing? And what are your tips on, like to keep growing and to build a social media? So are you guys ready? You're gonna like take a chug.
Am I ever? Let's take a drink.
I know. So this is a good question for Lindsay. Feel you're missing from your team when it comes to adding more hires in the future?
I actually saw this one come through on Instagram, and I thought this would be a great one for Kayla.
Oh.
Well, and I can tee it up a little bit. I think we have such a creative team, and we talk sometimes in our captions about how thankful we are for Kayla, that she keeps us, in line, and she helps us manage all the deadlines, and she manages all the client deadlines. So when I think of something that maybe we're missing, I wouldn't say we're missing, because I feel pretty full right now. I feel good, but in the future, as we grow, someone with like, a little clone of Kayla would be nice. Someone who's the other side of the brain from all of us, that hates photo editing and design, but loves a to-do list and color coding and assignments.
Yeah, I would agree. Someone I can relate to, as opposed to all you crazy people.
I will say, like, I really do think that we have a pretty well-rounded team. And I think, and that's not by accident, like as you guys have hired and as we've grown, it's really like you guys have pulled people in that we're filling a specific position. And I think that we really do have like a little bit of everything, which is awesome. But a team without a Kayla, I could not even imagine.
No,
I don't know how we would get anything done, honestly.
We've been so fortunate too that everyone has been able to do a little bit of everything. So, you know, we can't do what Kayla does, and she can't go and like shoot photos one day, but we can all kind of dabble, which has been nice, and makes it really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Especially too with like a remote team, an entirely remote team. That makes a difference.
For sure.
Okay.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Oh, this is another really good one.
Oh boy.
This is, you know, it's
nothing like starting
funny.
episode 0 with a little rapid fire.
I know, but you know, it's so this question is coming at such a great time because we were just texting about this. I think yesterday Kayla sent us a podcast about boundaries. And so this question is, how do you maintain boundaries between work and life?
Yes.
There's good days and bad days.
I'll tell you, like, I struggle with this idea because I love work so much. And now even more so that I do what I love, like it's not just work. It is really difficult to define a line in there and call it a boundary. Like, I don't mind texting late at night. I don't mind waking up early. I don't mind working on the weekend. So it's tough, but we definitely need to start establishing them, I think, as we grow. And it's something that as our team grows, especially, I feel like I owe it to you guys to set some boundaries within like work and not. But for me personally, like I still to this day, like love what I do. And so I need to set my own boundaries just for my own, I think, like mental and physical health. But
yeah, I think we're all pretty good at, I mean, we're all workaholics. We all are doing what we love. We all work nonstop, but I think we're good at, if we need a break, we take a break.
Take it.
Yeah, like right now, actually, Hannah was like in the middle of a project. She's like, I'm just gonna go to the gym right now and work out for an hour, and then I'll be back on. And like, we totally get that, you know, like that's definitely, she needs that. I know I definitely need that sometimes. Like I need to go literally run until I can't anymore, and then I can get back on and feel more productive. But definitely too, Lindsay, like what you're saying is like when you love what you do, that's the hardest part to create that boundary, because I know like the other night, so my boyfriend, he'll go down and like play video games, go downstairs, play some video games. And he's like, why don't you like find something to do in that time? I'm like, well, I'll just like work then. He's like,
yeah,
no,
like this is
do
our
something.
hobby.
Yeah, he's like, well, do something other than work. I'm like, no, but like, you know, I'll come in my office, like turn the lamp on, light a candle, you know, then it's like there's not as much pressure to the work. Like, okay, I got to get this done at this time. It's like, oh, I can just like write a little bit or like get ahead on something. So
that's a really great point too, because like work for us is scrolling social media too. So you can like cheat a little and be like, oh, I'm working, which we are. Yeah. But you know, maybe I'm on Leo's grid and I'm like just absorbing, because that's something that's not in our day to day, is just scrolling and engaging. And so, yeah, I think it's the same thing here with Kevin. Like this is my hobby and I love it. But yeah, we'll get back to you on like how to set clear boundaries. Yeah. But for now, we're still working on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was a how to. We don't know.
Next episode.
Yeah. We'll get back to you on that. This one, so this question is just really like any tips on growing a business, just like overall, which is really broad. And I think we'll definitely have another episode talking about that, because that's an ongoing thing topic, for us. Yeah, it's a huge topic, and definitely something that I know, Lindsay, you want to talk about, and Kayla too, as you guys have like grown Leo and LAINE, and as it continues to grow. And then this is an interesting question that I don't actually know. She asked, is it important to trademark your business? No.
I would like to do some more formal research before I answer that, because I will tell you, I didn't look too much into it when starting. And I mean, absolutely, I did a Google search and I made sure like Leo and LAINE wasn't, you know, out there everywhere, and so that I wouldn't end up in a very saturated market. But trademark is specific, and I think it's more tied to like legality and legal purposes of your business. So if you are making a product or you have a storefront, I think the conversation around trademark is a little more important than a service-based industry. that's just my like off the cuff reply. So definitely we'll do some more research and we can have a topic about it. Or maybe we've thought about having like guests on here.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have a lawyer. We do know some lawyers. So
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's so interesting because if you think too, like the Leo, like for our logo, for example, like that Leo, like the lion itself could just be like a standalone image that could easily be like taken and used in other places or, so that's.
I know. And it's so funny because we had some conversations with clients early on about, are you exclusive to our industry? And still, like, I think we're pinching ourselves, like we're still so young, and to have those conversations, we're like, oh, don't you worry about it. But I think I also saw one of the questions about 5 years and what's your plan for that? And I don't know, I'm still living in year 1. I know we're in year 2 now or almost, but yeah, a lot of that stuff I do probably need to start taking more seriously because that is what comes with growth. And so
That's like so wild to even think about.
Like we have a lot of
hanging on.
It changes day by day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean, like briefly, like Kayla, with you possibly moving down to Nashville, which we'll definitely talk about that a little bit more. But
spoiler alert.
I know. But I just feel some tea. I don't know. But with that like new life change within our core group, I mean, that's opening up a whole nother world that we had never even thought about. So that's just like some of the things that's really cool and really excited to even just think about.
Yeah, because we've talked about, I mean, our growth being more regionally, like having West Coast and East Coast. And now we are looking to build up our Nashville market, if you will. So I've always, I think what's been really cool about our group is we address the growth as we grow. We have what we call like come to Jesus meetings where we sit down and we say like, oh my God, we just hired 3 new clients. Like, do we need team members? Do we need a change in process? And that's been so nice. But we actually did a business strategy exercise too in year 1, which helped us forecast and helped give us a guideline for growth overall as a business. So it's really good. That's kind of where this came about, is like, how do we're going through all this as a young company and as young entrepreneurs, like how do we share it? So I like keep the questions coming, because the more we can answer, I mean, we have so much in our head. And then of course, because we're informal, we fumble through it and half slur the words. We don't really know, but we're just trying to share what we know and be authentic and go
no
from there.
F-bombs have been dropped yet. So we're off to a really great start.
I know. I might. Yeah. So
we'll try to just keep it out of there for now. But if it comes through, sorry. So this is talking about our services, which we actually just kind of like revamped a little bit with our refresh. So let's see. It says, what are your most common clients asking for? What is the service you provide the most?
I think to answer part 1, clients ask for, or potential new clients ask for one thing, but they really need other things that they don't realize. So I think where we come in is providing them something back that shows what they really need as opposed to what they thought they needed.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, we actually just sat on a business call last week where people do come to us more like a la carte, and they're like, oh, we need graphic design or we need a website. And when we have these conversations, I think what I've been thankful for is that they're open-minded to the bigger picture, and they're ready, and they're at the stage in their business where they're willing to partner. So they want us in these conversations of growth. They want, I think the underlying thing that's not an official service too is time. People need time back to sell and to run their business. And then we come in and take some of the day-to-day, like running the social media or, providing professional photos, updating their website. So it's kind of like the unnamed service is just time. We give you time.
Right. I think too, like the whole world of social media is just like, if you're not in it fully, then you're just kind of like, where do I even start? So often I think clients just come to us with like, they need a website. Like they know they need a website, and that I feel like that's pretty big or pretty popular. But what comes with the website is graphics, it's photography, it's then. So do you need a social media platform? Probably, it's just sort of like the overall brand creating really is what like the main push to getting people that, are coming to us in the first place are just like, we have this great company. It started, now what? Like how do we bring it all together, which is honestly the best part of our job, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is I feel like people are given a brand on maybe not a silver platter, some kind of platter, plastic platter. Sometimes they're given it and they're taking over, they're new owners, or they're starting fresh with the brand. And that's what's the most fun, because we can sit with them and we just plan out everything and we can phase it out. We can, work on it over time. It doesn't have to be a fast thing, but the stuff we produce together with them is really cool to kind of watch unfold.
I think too, we take their brands to a level that they didn't even think was possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's kind of cool too, to see their reaction back to what we end up coming up with for them.
Great questions. Jeez.
I know. These are so good.
People
And
are on a roll.
I know. And, like sometimes when we do the question boxes, like we don't get a ton of interaction. So when I did it, I was like, all right, like it's probably going to be, like Lindsay's mom.
Our mom.
Like throwing some questions in there, which we always love to see. But like these are actually like all really great, like authentic,
really legitimate. Yeah.
And after this airs, more people will.
I know.
Send more questions.
Maybe, or just my mom will watch.
Yeah.
Which is something to point out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that people put out there, you believe what you see on social media.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, like, we're working on some pretty cool shit. Like, we've met some pretty amazing people, but there are days where we put something out, like our reel the other day, which was amazing. Yeah. What did it get? Like 45 views. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, you will have good days and you will have bad days, and you will put a question out there and no one will reply. It's okay. Like, people are still watching and people are still looking. And, we send out a regular newsletter. We're trying to plug, we're trying to get subscribers, but right now we don't have a ton, but we still put in the effort and put it out there because it's fun for us and we love what we do. And I think that comes through. And that's what it's all about. So I feel like that's one thing to take away from this too. If you're a new business owner, or if you have a team, or you're starting a brand, like, it's okay.
Like social media in general, you always get like hung up on those number of followers, but as like a small business, it's just, like I always think about that one picture. I know I've brought this up so many times, but like it just like really resonated with me. It was like a room, it was pictures of like a room of 50 people, a room of 100 people. And a room of 50 people is a really full room. Like if you can get your product or your services in front of 50 sets of eyeballs, like, I mean, that's,
and those 50 people are engaging with you. Like, they are responding to your stories. They're commenting. Like, I'd rather one post have 12 likes and 6 comments than a post that has 94 likes and 2 comments. It's just, it's a numbers game, and you just don't be sad.
Don't be sad. Cheers. Just pour a glass of wine. Best ways to use Facebook. And is there a different strategy for it than Instagram? That's an awesome question. I love that question.
It is a great question.
That question.
I was going to say, start, P.
Well, I think why I love it so much is because there's so like Instagram and Facebook can be used in like 2 completely different ways. But so often, one gets neglected if you don't have the time to put in of just, like the extra that has to go into Facebook. I think the downside to Facebook is how they've structured their platform to where it's a lot of like paid ads. And in order for your stuff to get a great reach and great visibility, it has to be paid for, which is a bummer. But it also like you're reaching a different like group of people. And so I think that's what I like is that like it's so easy to share to both and reach different sets of like targeted people.
Yeah, I think your ability for the click through is better on Facebook. So a lot of what we do with some of our brands that are just trying to stay lean and they want us to post a certain number of posts per week, we switch it up a little bit because we realize Instagram is about the visual and it's about the reel and it's, quick digestible content. Whereas Facebook, we have an opportunity to put a link out there and to get people to click on that link. And if Instagram, you have to always send into the link in bio. You can't link it. So I appreciate the difference between the two platforms, but we take full advantage. Like if we're going to share a podcast, we're going to give people that direct link to the podcast or the article because you can just put it right in front of them. And it's less about the image and more about the content. You know what? Fun fact. Facebook. I know it has like its ups and downs for sure, but Facebook, and I want like all of my friends that are watching,
my mom,
all three of you.
Like,
if you're watching this,
us, okay.
Prove to these guys, throw a comment below, because my biggest memory of Facebook is I did like a summer onboarding class into college, and I was given a college email, and you needed a college email to be able to sign up for Facebook. And everyone was exiting MySpace. Ooh, you're in college, you have a university email, you can sign up for Facebook. And then eventually it opened up. So to me, Facebook is so nostalgic. It's where a lot of us started, and you follow your friends and your family and your friends' kids. And so I love a good Facebook scroll, but from a marketing perspective, to come full circle back to the question, I think being able to serve up that content a little easier is nice for Facebook, and how we kind of differentiate the strategy. Whereas Instagram, we focus on the visuals, and we focus on like what visual and what caption is going to get them to click or get them to head to the link in bio.
You said that so well. You just
Facebook
like,
haters.
You just, even if you like aren't fully 100% on what you think the answer should be, like you're so great at talking about this stuff. It's fun to listen to.
Just today, how much did I not even, I've been having a day, people, and I told them, I'm like, I don't even want to record this. I don't even want to do it, but I'm here and I'm grateful. I feel this actually made me feel better. So thank you to you two.
I think sometimes like I get into like some moods or just like really like not into it, but I think it comes from working at home, and you're just like by yourself, and you're like not really interacting with anyone other than like our texting and stuff back and forth. And like, and I even feel like sometimes when we like hop on meetings, like yesterday we had an hour-long meeting, although it wasn't like a productive meeting, it like changed my for the overall, it just was nice, because otherwise I'm just like sitting here like interacting with the pets and like just like working away, and you just get like such in a funk that it's kind of like therapeutic, really, just to like talk and interact, which who knew?
I know the wine has nothing to do with
the wine has nothing to do with
it. No, this is good.
It's called unintentionally intentional.
Yeah, we worked really hard to come up with this name, and we actually have a cool logo. You'll probably see it in the intro if we figure out how to do all that. But and then Kayla's like, okay, guys. So we did like a practice episode, right? She's like, so I thought this was unintentionally intentional. We're like, and Kayla.
And there's Kayla.
Hashtag Kayla.
I'm just here with my wine ready. Okay. So we're trying to come up with like a closing, and I think since we will have a glass of something, we'll pretend this is a beer. This is a cold one, or a canned one, a latte.
Are the mountains blue?
I know. It's funny because I actually don't have any alcohol in the house right now, but we do have some lattes, and so I was like, I can't. So to wrap things up, we wanted to end with a cheers. So I'm gonna cheers to our first episode. Trying to get this off the ground has been, a battle. Cheers to you, Lindsay, for letting us convince you to come on.
For making me pour that glass of wine.
I wasn't letting you not do this because
of the deadline.
This is payback for those.
It was the deadline. I was also going to cheers to like, thank you for getting my ass in gear and making this happen. I'm grateful for you too, for the two of you. I think I'd also like to give a shout out to our other team members who aren't on this. Maybe we'll pull them in as guests, or we'll do a full team. So this is cheers to the broad network of our Leo and Laine gals, and to the Leo gang for stepping up with questions today. So cheers.
That's good. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
What about you, my turn?
I can't. Is this where we we fade to black? Like just
stop. This is the first. And that's it. That's a wrap.
Now you can practice the bleeping.
Cheers to all you poor people that have to watch this. That's what I'm gonna say.
Cheers to
what did you say on the practice episode? Cheers to archiving.
Yeah. Cheers to archiving this after our moms watch it.
All right. So then what? We fade to some kind of like trendy free music.
You can stop recording.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, everyone.
Are we leaving?
Bye. I mean, I'm just saying bye to the people.
Oh.
You just edit out the part where
we're just like cheersing and then fade it like you did.
Oh, well, this is all going to be included now.
Oh, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to try to film these like twice a month.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.